how's it going, guys? This is Fire and Foxkin here, and welcome back to the Crazy Cooking Vlog. Now, this week we are actually going to be doing something for all those vegetarian, vegan people out there. Oh, itchy ear. Hang on, sorry. I'll wash my hands afterwards. Anyways, we are actually going to be making eggplant parmesan, which is actually one of my favorite dishes, and it used to be my kids' favorite dishes, and then I stopped making it for a little while because my son used to have it started having a little bit of a reaction to it. It wasn't allergic, but it was one of those intolerance things. Anyways, he's fine now, so we're gonna start. We're gonna give it a shot and show you how I make my my vegetarian, basically chicken parmesan. Without further ado, let's get cooking. Okay. So, what we've got here is we have our eggplant. Basically what you want is one small to medium eggplant. This one's a little bit bigger, so we're actually going to kind of modify the recipe a little bit just so that we have enough stuff to actually make everything. You need your egg mix, which, so I guess this is vegan, but it's vegetarian. I guess there's other things that you can do besides egg. Like I guess honey, like a honey base. Basically, it's anything that you can put onto it to keep it from, or to stick the flour to. So what we're going to be using is flour. This is just regular flour. It's not gluten-free or anything like that. So sorry, gluten-free people. But yeah, we're going to be taking these and turning them into little kind of steaks, putting them in here, and then throwing them into batter. And yeah. Breading them up and then doing some extra stuff to it. So the other thing that you're going to need is Parmesan cheese. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a chicken, or it wouldn't be Parmesan, eggplant Parmesan, and your own kind of vegetarian or non-meat tomato sauce. We have fork cheese tomato sauce here because I like fork cheese, and actually my family likes the flavor of that one a little bit better than anything. And our infamous canola oil. We need that for frying up the eggplant. So, the other things that you will need... Oh, wait. We also need... mozzarella cheese! This is pizza mozzarella because it was on sale. And, yeah. So, we're going to be using that instead. Mozzarella! Pizza mozzarella. Anyways, you're also going to need cooking pans. Or casserole dishes, which is whichever one you want. Basically, they're single-layered cooking pans that you can actually put like a sauce or something like that into, because we're going to be actually putting the tomato sauce into the pans after we finish everything and cooking it in the oven. So we've got our oven here. Pans are already out, and we are going to preheat our oven again. Preheating the oven to 3. Yes, push the button. Yes, sorry. We're going to 4. No, there we go. 400. There. 400. Preheat the oven. Press the start button, and it's preheating. Perfect. And there's nothing in there because all the pans are out here. See, pans are out here, and we have another one over there just because I like to make lots. Anyways, let's start going. We've already got these things in. So, yeah, I'll explain these a little bit better when we start working on them. Anyways, we'll start cooking in a second. All right, so what you need to do with the cheese is we're actually going to hand this over to Anthony, and he's going to get the cheese grater out, and we're going to grate that cheese. Probably 3/4 of it. If you need more, you need more. It's going to be the garnish on the top of everything, so it's going to be a little bit. It's basically however much you want to put on there at the end, right? It's not going to go into the actual thing. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. Grate the cheese, put it into a bowl, set it off to the side because we're going to use it at the end. All right. Now for the flour, this is just 1 cup or half a cup of flour. This is just a half a cup of flour for now. I'm probably going to end up needing a lot more than that, or at least double that, because I'm using two large eggplants. And like I said, the recipe actually only calls for 1 small eggplant, and I'm using 2 large ones. So what we're probably going to end up doing is actually making them, or ending up filling this bowl probably twice. The eggs are just 2 regular eggs with 2 tablespoons of water, and they're just beaten up, so they're all mixed together, and that's going to be our staple to stick the flour onto our eggplant. So the other thing that you need to do is actually peel the eggplant like we have over there. So I'm just going to do that right now, and hopefully we can do that quickly. There we go. Getting nice big strokes. Bigger strokes for bigger folks. That's what my mommy always said. No, she didn't. She didn't say that. Don't ever say that she said that. I will get in big trouble and she'll slap me upside the head. Screw it! Grab a knife. Oops. That wasn't good. There we go. So you have your eggplant all shaved up, nice and clean. Just take this and you put this off to the side because we're never going to use this again. It's just, I don't feel like putting it in the garbage yet, and I don't want to touch the garbage because it'll be gross. The other thing that you're going to need, well, I guess technically this is more of an optional thing, but I like to use cutting boards when I cut, especially when I'm cutting on the table. So I'm just basically prepping everything over here, and then I'm going to take all of this and bring it over here because I'm going to need to use the pan, which actually I should probably have. So here, we'll do this because I need to preheat this. So what we're doing is 4 tablespoons of oil. If you have a non-stick pan, you don't need to use it as much. I'm just going to throw them on just because I know that this will actually use up all of this. So we're going to throw that on there. And it's good to have the oil in your pan, even if you have a non-stick pan, because if you're preheating, you need to have something to cook in the pan, or else you will destroy your pan. So you should stop, you should double check. And we're going to be cooking it on medium heat, so about 6 to 7-ish. And that is just going to sit off to the side and heat up, so that when we get to that point, we will be ready to go. So what you're going to be doing with your eggplant is just literally taking it and cutting steaks out of it. So here, I'll move this over like this so you can see it. So do about quarter inch cuts in your eggplant so that they're nice and thick but not too thick. Plus then you don't need as much batter this way on each one. You're gonna need a decent amount overall because look at the size of that one. Now that's a good one. So we're gonna be doing this. Just cutting this up. And don't worry about anything that's inside, like all the seeds and everything like that, because those are all edible. And if there's anything that looks slightly fishy, like that there, you're going to be cooking it, so it's going to be fine. So, get a little bit more here. This is actually really nice and easy. I'm just going to cut this like that. There we go. And we've got our first batch sorted and ready to go. So then we just take this, move this off to the side, and I'll do the other one real quick. And how's that cheese coming along, Anthony?
Yeah, it has about 1 millimeter in there.
Well, it's a good thing we're not going to be using that until the end. And we're just going to make a little tiny one like this. There we go. And always when you're doing that, watch your fingers real well, because you slice your finger off, and it's not going to be my fault. Because my motto is always be careful in the kitchen. So The amount of times that I've sliced myself and everything like that doing something dumb, it's not worth it. Alrighty, so we've got the eggplant all ready to go. We have our eggs ready to go. I'm going to move those over here. I'm just going to take this and move it off to the side for now because I'm going to need this. I'm going to basically make a little conveyor belt going on here, like a workspace conveyor belt. And the other thing that I'm going to do that is actually not in the original recipe, but this is actually one of my own recipes, and it's something that I've learned over the years. To make a good Parmesan, you need to put the Parmesan inside of the batter. Put a little bit of Parmesan inside the batter, and then you put a little bit more on the top afterwards, and then it brings out the flavor just that much more. Especially if you're not using actual Parmesan. Like if you're using real Parmesan, then I would suggest either doing one or the other. Don't do both. Oh, it's ready. Because the flavor is like on real Parmesan, the flavor is absolutely ridiculously strong. So don't go crazy with the Parmesan unless you absolutely adore the flavor, and you know that everybody else that you're cooking for is going to like that flavor as well. So this is Kraft 100% Parmesan. It's not really 100% Parmesan.
No, it's old.
It's not done properly. It's probably done quickly. So real Parmesan is aged like, I don't know, something like 35, 40 years. So it's ridiculously old and strong, and it's got a beautiful, beautiful friggin' bite to it. But enough of that. I don't have the money to spend on real Parmesan, or else I would. But this is basically all that you're doing. You're taking your eggplant pieces and you're throwing them into the egg, making sure that it's coated really, really nicely, and then you just do the same thing to the flour. Take it, make sure it's all coated really, really well, and then pop it into the pan, which is not heated up yet. And what you want to do is you want to leave it in the oil for about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, basically, or until it is nice and golden brown on the one side, and then you flip it over and do the exact same thing on the other. So until it goes nice and golden brown. Oops. Well, I guess we're flipping it now. Anyways, we can get a couple of these things in here, so we're just gonna do a bunch of these right now. If you're not careful with this, you will actually waste a lot of the egg and stuff that you don't actually need to. So you want to really shake it out before it goes into the dry stuff, and you want to kind of like make sure that it kind of gets both sides nice and evenly, or else you're going to end up with dough in the bottom of this too. And just shake that out before you put it in the pan. So that one sounds like it's almost done. And the only reason why I'm not using my hands is because I already had the fork out for actually stirring this stuff up. So I figured there's no point in making it just for one thing. So this guy's a little bit big for my pan. Oh, get in there. There you go. There you go. Do that. There we go. Nice and perfect. You just plop that guy right down in there. And then make sure that everything has a nice coating of oil on there. Actually, I might have to put in a little bit more oil just so that the bottom of the pan is slightly layered. But basically, this is almost done. Almost done. So if you notice that it's not actually cooking that quickly, turn it up. I'm just going to turn this up to high so that it actually speeds up a little bit more. You guys can do the same as long as you're paying attention to it, because you don't want it to overcook. You definitely do not want these overcooking. Basically,
taste good?
Yeah, basically all that we're doing is trying to brown the outside, brown the batter, so that it looks like chicken Parmesan for the most part. So we're going to heat this up just a little bit, and you want to just let those sit. Aha! Alrighty, now they're starting to brown. Look at that. nice and brown. And if you could smell the smell that's coming off of these, it almost smells like pancakes, actually, surprisingly enough.
Oh, it looks like pancakes.
Kind of. And that one is looking great. It's basically, actually, this is pretty much like French toast, for the most part.
Yep.
Just French toast.
Except you don't put flour on French toast. The same way.
No, but you put the egg and everything like that onto the bread. So the bread has flour in it.
Yeah.
It's 3/4 flour. Which is another thing that I thought about making was showing you guys how to make my homemade bread. But let me know in the comments down below if you think that would be a good one. If you want to see that, or if you want to keep learning about different meal plans. We're gonna keep going with this. And when
Anthony,
they're
that
done-
can still stay on the table, just closer to the edge.
No, actually, I need it right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
My apologies.
And once, ooh, there we go. That's a decent one. That one's, yeah, these are getting real hot now. Oh boy.
Because you have more time.
Yeah, you're only supposed to flip them once, but if you flip them and you find that it's, yeah, now it's getting too hot. Okay, we're gonna turn that back down to the 7, and then I think these ones are done, so we're gonna just put these off to the side. Now, the one thing that you have to realize is that the eggplant is, oh jeez.
I
Our alarm is
wiped
gonna
everything
go
down.
off.
What alarm?
Fire alarm.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, what alarm are you talking about? The freaking car alarm shouldn't be going off at all. It's the only other alarm that I know of.
Oh, Mr. Bear out of the kitchen.
Get on the ground!
So, as he's cooking, our son is showing you what to do in the case of a fire.
Yeah, which is probably not a good idea because I got water in this pan with oil. And if you
Get
wanna
out!
see- You want to see someone scream real hard.
Wait until this explodes on top of them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're just gonna keep doing this, and we will be back once we fill up both of those containers, and I'll show you what
And
we do
make
with
sure
them
that
after that.
doesn't go off.
Okay, so we've got all of our stuff done. I've still got a couple more in the pan just frying up, but I don't have any space for them, as you can see. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to take a little bit more of this stuff, and we're going to just spread a nice layer, whatever, generous layer, thin layer, doesn't matter. Make sure that it coats all of them, and then I'm going to have to go right over and I'm going to leave this up to the kids to finish, because like I said, I still have those ones over there. All right, and then what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to be taking the can of tomato sauce and pouring it over top, and then layering, finishing the topping with the mozzarella cheese.
This is how you open up a can. How you?
I think everybody knows how to open up a can. However,
Just take
if I haven't
it
shown you this
out.
can, if I hadn't shown you this can opener before, it has no blades on it at all. Everything in here is perfectly safe for even a 2-year-old. Fantastic. You're supposed to be doing it this way. Why were you doing it backwards?
I accidentally did it backwards.
There. Go for it.
And this is how you use it. Press that little button, and now let go. Use this little button, and it grabs. It's supposed to grab on. And then release. Now, no. What else are we supposed to do? Look.
Either spoon it on, or you can lightly drizzle it over the top
And then
of everything. If you have to, you can always take a spatula or another spoon
it's okay. I'll wash my hands.
and just smooth it out. You need to smooth it out. Oh yeah. Never waste. Look at all that waste. Never waste. Always make sure that you get everything out of the can. Otherwise, you're going to be wanting more and then you're gonna have to open up a second can that you actually didn't need. So as long as they all have a little bit of sauce on top of them, they're fine. So we're gonna take a little bit from this one.
That one has a ton.
Well, yeah, this is why I said make sure that you have enough for the second one. Because look at all the extra sauce that we have on this one. We don't have on this one. So we can take that off. And you'd want to try to avoid doing what I'm doing right now because of the fact that, you know, once I start scraping this stuff off, I'm taking some of the Parmesan with me, some of the Parmesan cheese. So the first one is not going to probably have as much Parmesan cheese on it as the second one, and the second one is going to have way more than it probably needs. So you want to be very, very careful when you're first layering these, so that you have enough for everything. And there we go. And that's all done.
Wait.
Now we need to finish them off with
Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese.
The mozzarella cheese.
Mozzarella, sorry. Yeah, the Parmesan cheese already went on. There you go. And those are ready to go straight into the oven.
I wonder how this is going to taste.
So we'll stuff these in the oven. Open the door, please. Alright. And you put it on for 10 minutes. Let it cook for about 10 minutes until the cheese is all mushed, or the cheese is all melted, and all the eggplant is cooked thoroughly throughout. And then it's good to eat. Now for the last ones here, I'm probably just going to put them on a pan, which is another way that you can do this, is I'm probably just going to take that pan and put it back on the burner, do the same thing with a little bit more sauce and some Parmesan cheese and some mozzarella cheese, and I'll just cook it in the pan covered. It's another way that you can do it, and it's actually a little bit quicker. Instead of 10 minutes, it only takes about 5 to 7 minutes that way. So you can do it that way, or you can put it in the oven. I'm making a decent amount, so I may as well put it in the oven. It'll be just as good, because I don't think I have enough. I don't have a pan that's big enough. But if you're doing one small one, it should. If you have a nice, decent sized pan like my regular or my big one. If you have a nice, decent sized one like this, that should fit an entire small eggplant. So if you have one of those, you can do the exact same thing that I did in the oven, only you can do it on the stovetop. And yeah, just cover it up, let it sit for 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. Double check to make sure that the cheese is all melted, and then you can serve it straight off the pan. All right, so we'll be back as soon as this is out of the oven. We're back, and we've got everything all sorted out, and everything is out of the oven, and this is what it looks like. So we have the larger one there, and the smaller one here, and this one is what I was telling you about before, which is basically the same general idea, only in a pan. So you've got the pan going on right there, and boy does it smell good. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're just going to put this off to the side right here, and we've got our spaghetti to couple it with, and a little bit more Parmesan cheese if we want it. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to put the spaghetti on the plate. Here. Switch.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do, and this is how I usually played it, is normally if you go to like a fancy restaurant or something like that, you're gonna end up with the same general concept, which is a nice helping of spaghetti, not too much, because spaghetti will fill. But that's basically that's what they want you to think at the restaurant as well. Then you put the recipe, or you put the spaghetti there on like 3/4 of the plate, and then you normally have like some fried vegetables or something like that on the side. If you want to do the extra fried vegetables, that's fine. If you're doing chicken parmesan, then I would suggest yes. This is already like just chock full of vegetables, so If you want to continue to do that, that's fine. Otherwise, it's up to you, because it's already got the veggies and everything like that in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it all in the center of the plate, and then I'm going to take one of my specialty ones. This stuff, because I didn't have enough cheese or spaghetti sauce, I ended up using a different type of spaghetti sauce and some just cheddar cheese that I had already grated up in the house. And there you go, just like that. And that is done. I've got a little bit of extra sauce over here if you want some extra sauce. And yeah, that's basically it. All done, ready to go. We will grab some of these for these guys to taste. And there we go. Now these ones have slightly different tomato sauce than what I have. I have the marinara sauce that we used for the tortellini soup, because we only used like a quarter of the can, so I figured I'd use the rest. And that's what this is as well. So yeah, give it a shot, guys. Do we have knives?
Nope.
All right, give it a try, guys.
I already did.
What'd you think? Did you try some, mister?
I'm gonna try some with the tasting some noodle.
I want to try a little bit of this. I'm just going to sit down while I do this. I'm going to try just a little bit with some noodles. There we go. Now it just came off the oven, so it's actually pretty hot still. Always comes out perfect. It's an awesome meal, really good, and actually the marinara sauce almost gives it a little bit of a better flavor. That's really cool. So this actually is a win in my books. I don't know if it's going to be the same with everybody in the family, but yeah, try it out for yourself. Give it a shot. It's really simple, nice and quick, nice and easy. The longest part of the whole process was probably just waiting for everything to heat up and then cool down again. And because I used a smaller pan, I didn't get as many on at the same time, so that kind of took a little bit longer. But besides that, I think it's probably about half hour, 45 minutes from start to finish, and it doesn't really use a whole hell of a lot of ingredients either, and it comes out tasting amazing. Especially if you cook it, if you get the the batter on the eggplant itself actually just at that right nice golden brown texture. Oh, once you put the sauce on and everything like that, it just brings everything together. But anyways, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this kind of stuff. Definitely hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel so that you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And definitely leave me a comment down below letting me know what kind of stuff that you guys want to see on the channel, what kind of stuff that you guys want to see me cook. If you have anything specific, like a specific recipe that you want to cook, let me know what the dish is called, and I will find a recipe for it. And or if you want to see me cook a specific type of genre, like desserts or dips, snacks, anything, throw that down in the comments down below. I'll throw it into another video, and yeah, we'll share it with everybody else. But until that video, take her easy. You want to do this? That one's already done. We're just waiting for the bacon. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here and give you a hand. I'm gonna let Elizabeth pound the meat.